Yeah, because it's art, and art is a product, and artists should be accountable for what they put out, especially if they're charging people.
Welcome to the Able podcast, where we sit down with musicians and industry professionals to talk about the creative process, new developments in the music business, and everything in between. Our goal here is simple: to provide valuable insight and practical advice to help you navigate the world of music no matter where you are on your journey. My name is Enzo, and you're watching Able Asia. Welcome to today's episode. We have a truly special guest with us. He's a veteran in the world of music journalism, having led the charge as the editor-in-chief of Pulp magazine. As a musician, he's played guitar with thrash and hardcore bands like Sky Church and Intolerant. He's been a long-time music critic and one of my favorite people to talk to about all things music. Today, we're going to talk to him about the state of the music scene and how it's changed over the years. Please welcome Joey Dizon. Joey, thank you for joining the podcast. Dude, you're our first guest, man.
Thanks for having me, man.
I couldn't have thought of a better first guest than Joey.
Thank you, man.
All right, so to start with, what have you been up to, man? What have you been up to lately?
I recently rejoined Pulp magazine. That was the longest job I ever held. And a lot of stuff. I tried my hand at booking artists, some management. I worked with Chelsea Alley, Abby Clotario now. And just the usual, I write. I like writing, so every now and then I do the standard pub PR sheet for certain artists. Yeah.
Okay, so let's jump into that now. As a veteran journalist, veteran music critic, and a veteran musician yourself, what can you say about the health of the music scene right now?
Right now, depends where you're coming from. I hear a lot of people say that, oh yeah, everything's great and whatever, and it is because it's easier to get your music out. Two, I think a lot more people. I remember we came at a time where being in a band wasn't really the bee's knees. Being in a band was sort of like it was very underground. It was very independent. I think that's why we enjoyed it a lot, because we were learning a lot, making mistakes along the way. But now it seems like, yeah, everyone wants to be in a fucking band right now. So I don't know why. But I guess there are changes because, again, like I mentioned before, it was hard. You really had to bleed for it and whatever. But now it seems like a cool thing now. I mean, more and more kids are getting into music, and I guess that's the good part of it.
Okay, so you touched on it, no? We grew up practically together in the scene, right? So we saw the evolution of the scene. We played Pay to Play,
yeah, man.
Sonic Boom, new metal scene, all of those things. You said everyone wants to be in a band now, but what other genre, what other scene is emerging right now? What do you think is happening?
I know a lot of people talked about the advent of the bedroom producer. Kids, because of technology, kids are recording at home in their bedrooms, which was a good thing because before, you had so many obstacles in your way. First, you had to learn how to play guitar, and you didn't necessarily get good at it, but you had the nerve because it was sort of like, it was a rite of passage kind of thing that if you were into music, you wanted to make your own music. And it was so hard. You had to book a studio. You had to learn the instrument. You had to hang out with people you didn't necessarily like just to get gigs. And it was all of that, getting your song on the radio, getting whatever. But now it's easier because, again, of technology. You have all these streaming platforms. You have YouTube. Basically, you can write a song in a day. You can release it the next day. And if you're lucky enough, you could gig. If people like it, you don't even have to look for gigs per se. If people like it, they'll look for you, and they can look on TikTok, they can look on YouTube. So it's very, very different. It's a very different landscape to navigate, especially considering that, before you proved your worth on the stage, now you prove your worth with numbers. If people are watching you, if people are stupid people on TikTok, like, oh yeah, this guy's cute. Let's support this guy and whatever. So there's that. I joke about it. We did get a lot of gems from it. Of course, I don't want to ignore the fact that a lot of people got their break from these platforms. And so in that sense, it's a good thing. It really is a good thing. But also you get a lot of trash. The more trash you sift through, the more gems you're bound to get.
So the cream still rises to the top.
It's still there, yeah.
All right, so Joey, you touched on it, man. We grew up in an era where, dude, we had to save up to record. We had to save up money to book a studio, record, and you had to shop out your music, right? Now, you hit it right on the head, man. You could just upload whenever you want. You don't have to wait for anyone. You don't need anyone's permission. You said it, there's lots of trash, but there are lots of gems. Can you mention some of the good acts that are coming out?
Oh, wow. Good way to put me on the spot, man. I know, but you know what? Recently, I was late to the party, but I watched this band, Enamori. Fucking fantastic,
she's
man.
so good.
And you know, it's not rock like the rock that we grew up listening to. I mean, there wasn't that much distortion or whatever. But dude, phenomenal live sets. And
Dude,
then
that's the thing. Live, there's so ang kapal ng tunog, but there's only how many of them?
when I watched them, there was like 3 of them on stage.
Dude, it sounds so.
And everyone was just going crazy. It was controlled chaos. Like it was very precise. The sound, it sounded great. And the songs were great. Like it had that Madonna retro pop vibe and whatever. And I was like, oh shit, I really enjoy this. And I haven't heard this kind of sound in a while. So yeah, definitely one of my recent discoveries. Of course, you know, my mind's failing me right now, but every now and then, maybe, I guess my hit ratio would be every 5 songs I listen to, one of them I really like.
Okay.
So, you know, it's a pretty good ratio, right? I mean, considering how people know me and whatever. Before the ratio was really low, it was like 5 out of 5 bombs or whatever.
Half orange.
Half orange, man. Fuck those guys.
Orange. Yeah, so, I mean, we won't name names. Let's be nice. Let's play nice. But let's talk about that a bit. There's stories about artists signing onto major labels because of the strength of their TikTok, strength of their numbers.
Yeah.
But when they're asked to play live, they can't play for shit, man. What do you think about those artists? Conversely.
Well, I mean, look, it's really hard, and you know, I'm gonna sound like an asshole if I say it, but who cares? But really, song is king. It's really about the song. It's really about the know-how of playing live. And if you sign someone based on their numbers, just on their numbers, I mean, fucking shame on you, man. Diba? Parang, look, if it fails, you shouldn't be surprised, right? I mean, but you know what? On the flip side of that is, you know, you see so much stupid shit gaining momentum and being popular, going viral. I get it. I totally get it. People are fucking bored. People just want... an average person is just watching on his or her cell phone and whatever. No one has time to like sit down in front of a TV, and you know, concert prices are going up. No one can really afford to watch all these concerts or whatever. So I get it. It's the cheap thrills. It's instant. So I get why they are hits. But if I was a label, I like to think I wouldn't sign someone based off of that. It is a record label, right? I mean, record label equates to music, right? So I guess it's, you know, the friendly thing to say is, you know, it serves a purpose.
Yeah.
It has an audience, and I'm like, fine. But just as I say congratulations to those guys, I mean, I still can say, well, fuck you, you're trash, right? I mean, it goes both ways. It goes both ways.
Yeah.
It's always gone both ways.
That's right. That's right. All right. So you mentioned, man, like, dude, we grew up. My personal goal was to be on the cover of Pulp. My goal was to be on NU, to get played on NU, to play the NU Rock Awards. What's a milestone for? I don't want to say kids. I don't want to say, but we are old.
Yeah, we are old.
So what's a milestone for kids nowadays? What do they look forward to?
I think it is the same thing because, you know, during, you know, for dudes our age, it was sort of like taboo to want to get famous.
Yes.
It was sort of taboo. It was sort of taboo to say, nah, oh, I really want people to show up at the gig. I want to be a rock star. I want to be on a big stage or whatever. I think now they've come to terms with it a lot better than we have. So people putting stuff out on social media and uploading their songs or whatever, they do want to get that recognition. They do want to get famous, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. So the platforms may have changed. Again, right now it's about numbers. Oh, I got 2 million followers, so fuck all of you. So that's sort of like how it goes right now. And you know, you'll be surprised just because I sort of like have experience with it. You know, the talent fees are way better now. Like before, we used to play for fucking sisig and beer.
And we'd be happy. We'd be happy.
We'd be happy. If you got like 4 beer stubs, you're like, holy shit, I'm fucking famous. I'm a big deal. And but right now, the good thing is they are making money. People are willing to pay. Fucking agencies are like more in tune. They know what works. So good. It's good. Again, with the good, there's bad. But I think it's the same thing. They go through the same shit that we went through. Bad management, bad financial handling, whatever. They go through the same shit. It's just like in different ways and forms.
It's just more updated shit.
Yeah. And plus now you could Google what is a bad manager, right?
Right. No, yeah, for sure.
Is my manager stealing from me or whatever?
Because before, as long as you had a manager, it was like, yeah, we have a manager.
Yeah, and before your manager was basically your buddy. He was one of your friends.
He was the one who had the car.
Yeah,
he was the one who had the car.
The guy who had the car, who could pay for meals and whatever. But now, it's a lot more organized. You can do your research. You could, and if you look for it enough, if you're really into it and you know how to handle your business and whatnot, there is that know-how right now.
Right. All right. So you touched on it. You're already there. I wanted to take it there. On Able, we like to focus. Well, not focus. We like to touch on the business side of music. What's it like now for a band coming up? What's it like now to make it? How do you get your music out there? How do you get noticed? How do you get on those stages?
Yeah. Ooh, honestly, I can just take guesses. Right now, it seems that the name of the game is to keep releasing material. Especially now, it's a singles game. If I had a penny for every time I heard, "Oh, you gotta release whatever every month, new song or whatever." So in that case, it's good. People are put to the test. Oh, you want to be in a band? You want to write fucking songs? Then keep writing fucking songs. So that's the good part, right? You have to be savvy with technology. Of course, you got to know how to use your iPhone. Before, like cell phones weren't really a big deal. You just used them to text and call. But now people are editing music. They're editing videos on their cell phones. And again, uploading 5 minutes after they created a song and whatever. So it is insane, but also the insane thing is the competition that's out there.
There you go.
I mean, if you're a musician, and a lot of the musician guys that we know, they're really passionate about their craft. Like, they're supposed to be writing songs. They're not supposed to be navigating through fucking Canva. How do I make a music video? How do I edit my photo? Does this photo make me look fat? Am I gonna get likes with this photo? And it seems like, the younger guys, they have a good handle on it. They know how to use technology to their advantage. But the thing is, like, artists we grew up listening to, I mean, these guys don't fuck around when it comes to songwriting. These guys are redoing lyrics and whatever. They just want to be in the studio and create. So again, the question is, what happens to those guys? I mean, guys who deliver the goods, but the thing is, they just don't have enough time to.
They're not
edit
making
their own
content.
shit.
They're not. They're not out shooting.
Because I'm sure you
TikToks
remember, like a few years ago, like not too long ago, you guys took the hit. You knew how to direct shit. You knew how to use a camera and whatever. So you put your music on hold. Just so you can help other artists out, like get videos out there and whatever. Hey, you need good photos, you need good videos. So before, there was that period where a lot of people from our batch transitioned. Some of those people, like I remember, like Makoy Manuel of Sin.
Oh yeah.
Fucking awesome drummer. He had the greatest band ever, Sin. But,
Sin.
He took the hit. He was like, I'll become a sound engineer because there was a lack of sound engineers. And Eric Perez of Tower of Doom. He was in a great band in COG, but he was like, he saw the need, so he was like, okay, I'll put my band on hold. I'll make this, helping, basically everyone helping each other out. I put my band on hold just to write fucking articles and whatever because bands needed it. Now it seems like, the younger generation, they know it. That's what it takes. You got to be able to be a musician, a band manager, a content creator. So I think that's really the formula for success, like trying to catch up with what's new. I mean, YouTube was having seminars and whatever, teaching people, oh, you should upload it this time or whatever bullshit that they...
Oh, man.
So everyone was learning it. So everyone's like a sponge now. I think that's really the name of the game. They know how to navigate not just performance and songwriting, but basically how to navigate the entire machinery that is a band. Before, when you said band, it was just a fucking band.
You play, that's
You
it.
played,
Yeah.
you drank beer, got wasted, repeat.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
But now it's like, oh yeah, you do the bookings through me. I'll edit our lyric video. I'll upload on YouTube and whatever. So I think that is the name of the game right now.
Dude, I love what you said, right? So everyone's saying it's democratized, it's easier, right? But then
Yeah.
you're just saying right now, it's so much tougher because you have to be
tougher.
all of those things at the same time,
Yep.
right? So one of the things I wanted to talk to you about, aside from the singles market and pushing out music, pushing out content, what has this streaming business, what has the streaming platforms, all of those things, social media, what has it done for the music video? Are music videos still crucial for a band?
I may be biased, but I think music videos are still awesome. I think if I work on music, I'm already thinking about the music video because, again, you remember those videos, fucking Nine Inch Nails. If you watch Nine Inch Nails videos, Marilyn Manson,
Mark
even the shit you
Romanek.
didn't
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
but they had awesome music videos,
yeah.
you'd watch it. But again, because of these platforms, one, again, it's easier to get things out. It's quicker. And again, people are saying, oh, just do a lyric video and whatever. Especially like in the Philippines, we love karaoke for some fucking reason, right? But to me, if you ask me, you still need it because it is part of the character of the band.
Right.
There are intangibles when it comes to bands. I mean, it's not just a great song. You have to have a look. You have to. You don't have to be like fucking drop dead gorgeous or whatever. But remember, people have Meatloaf had a look.
Oh,
like,
yeah, you have to have a vibe, as the
you have
kids
to have
say.
a vibe, and you don't fake that shit
Yeah, you
with,
can't.
with an app, right? So I think it's still important, but the effect of you're going back to your question, the effect of these streaming platforms, yes, it has made it easier for a band to emerge and get out there, but because it's so easy, especially for old fans like you and me, because we're also music fans, there's that option paralysis thing. It's just like you're being bombarded with all these new band. There came a time when people were just sending demos and links, and I was just like, fuck this band shit, man. I was like, what the fuck? When did it become so cool?
Dude, 11 million songs on Spotify.
11 million. Think about that.
Crazy, dude.
And you still have a bunch of musicians who aren't on Spotify.
Exactly.
That's why I
insane, right?
tend to gravitate towards those guys because again, it's so rock and roll, right?
Yeah.
Fuck the system,
You
fuck
guys are
the
punk.
man.
Yeah,
It's so
yeah.
punk, and I was like, let's look for those guys and
Yeah,
whatever. But again, like 11 million songs. The truth of the matter is, more than half of that probably sucks, man. So again, it's easy, but easy isn't always the best.
Dude, wow, man. Wow. That's true.
Yeah, easy
That's
isn't
true.
always the best, man. I mean, it's easy to kill someone. Doesn't
Oh,
mean doesn't mean you should, right?
We do not condone
Of
killing.
course, yeah.
on the
It's still
Able
bad, man. It's like drugs. They're awesome, but don't do it. Right?
Mom, don't watch this episode, Mom. All right, so Joe, you touched on it, man. I was gonna ask you, dude, Intolerant, right?
Yeah.
And then like you said, you took the hit. You were writing for bands. Is there any chance we'll see Intolerant again?
Probably not. I mean, we tried it. We returned. I think we disbanded in 2012. We played a few shows in 2015 just to have fun, and basically the purpose of those shows was really just to see, is it something we still enjoy? Is it something we still want to do? So we enjoyed the playing part. But again, navigating through, gigs that you play at 2 a.m. and your back starts to hurt and whatever. I think when we first came out, most possibly like with your band, you really just wanted to play. It was the experience and nothing else.
Yep.
But I realized the older you get, there are certain things, there are certain comforts you want. There are certain things. A lot of people have families. I mean, it's hard enough to hold down a day job and have time for your kids, but then you're still gonna play a show where not really a lot of people show up, and things are harder. Gas is more expensive, so we just figured, you know what? If it's gonna happen, It's probably going to be in some random studio, some garage, and it'll just be us just playing, having a good time.
Because it's not like you can pick and choose, right? No, I'll only play for like 1,000 people.
Yeah, you can, because if you do, you're a fucking asshole,
Yeah,
right? But yeah, during those times, those Sonic Boom times,
Dude,
that was legitimately
so
fun.
much fun, man.
And it was cool in a sense that you enjoyed the company that you were in, because again, it was curated. It was, and then everyone knew each other. Basically, the gigs were an excuse to hang out.
Yep.
And playing was good. You had good sets, you had bad sets, but
it was all fun.
Yeah, it was all fun. But now I think again, it's purpose. Why do we have to play? Do we really need to play? Does it have to be in this place? Maybe we can just play. If you really just want to get the itch out, fuck man, there are a bunch of studios you can just play and
just jam out, rock out.
Yeah, because rock and roll doesn't really pay for the bills and whatever. It's something I accepted a long time ago.
Dude, but speaking of Sonic Boom, we got to get Alex on the show. Alex, please, man, get on the show. Speaking of paying the bills, man, how has the role of a journalist and a critic evolved over the last few years?
Oh, dude, yeah. It's funny because, I think I held out for a longer time than most of my peers. And even if it wasn't like a formal article, I just rant on Facebook. Oh yeah, this sucks, and this band sucks. This song's horrible, and whatever. And there was a debate with one of the posts I did for a famous artist. He didn't like it. He didn't like the fact that I didn't like his song, which is an old argument in itself. But he didn't like it, and the thing is, my thing was, well, fuck you. I mean, I don't like it. What the fuck? What's wrong with not liking shit, right?
Is everyone supposed to like your song?
Yeah, I mean,
not everyone's gonna,
and it's never personal.
Did you trash it? Did you trash it?
No,
or was
I
it
just
like
didn't. The only thing I posted is I didn't get why so many people liked it.
Okay.
That was the only thing I posted.
Yeah, that's kind of mild.
Super mild
from Joey
compared to Joey Pulp,
Dude,
right?
that's mild. Yeah.
But I got it. I mean, I enjoy that shit because it also shows you that there are passionate fans. People are still passionate. They'll fight for their favorite artists and whatever. But again, I think one of the questions in the comments was, is criticism still relevant? Is there still a need to do reviews or whatever? And I say, fuck yeah.
Of course.
Because, again, so much shit out there, and before it was like, the reason why I was passionate about reviews before is how much did a CD cost? $500.
500, yeah.
Most likely our daily allowance that we got was like $200 a day. So you really saved up and shit. So nothing sucked more than saving your money up and then buying a CD, and then it was like fucking horrible songs.
Just
right?
one good track.
Just one good track. That one track on the radio, and then the rest was shit.
Yep.
So it served a purpose before. I think it still serves a purpose now because there might not be CDs, but dude, again, like I mentioned a while ago, entrance fees to bars.
Shows,
we're not talking about like swank venues. We're talking about like just bars. They're expensive. People, again, music is a product. Anyone who tells you otherwise is fucking dreaming. It's a product. You sell it. You just don't sell CDs. You sell tickets. You sell whatever. So you charge people. A very wise friend told me, because I was having a crisis of again, the question you asked. I asked that myself years ago. I was like, is it still relevant? Is what I'm doing important? And he was like, yeah, because it's art. And art is a product. And artists should be accountable for what they put out, especially if they're charging people. Now, I know there are artists who don't charge people. Cheers to those guys. I mean, cheers, like really, sincerely. Good job, man. But again, if you're charging people for something, you're selling something, a song or whatever, you have to be accountable. You have to be, I mean, if you're taking people's money, you got to give them their worth.
And you're still taking people's time. That's
time as well.
Yeah, you know what
the
I mean?
older you get, the more valuable time.
I'm not gonna waste 3 minutes on a trash song.
You know what I mean? That's 3 minutes of my life. I could have been feeding my kid or watching a movie or whatever. Yeah. So it depends on your point of view. A lot of people might not agree, but again, even the most underground metal band who says they don't care and it's just for the love. I mean, cool, man. Then put on a free gig. I mean, why are you charging me for fucking tickets? So again, which is the one thing I did enjoy about the evolution of this whole music thing. People, younger artists, they were a little more aware of of acknowledging that it is a business, that you can make a living off of being an artist. Whereas before it was just so taboo. No, this band mukhang pera, this band whatever.
Manufactured bands.
This band sellout. And I was like, yeah, dude, yeah, I am a sellout. Fuck you, diba? Parang, if you don't want people to pay for your gigs, that's fine.
Yeah, you can pay in your room.
Yeah, you can pay my rent. Right?
All right, so we talked about this off camera. Some of our buddies have been touring. Arcadia just got back from Jakarta,
From
Indonesia.
Yeah, the Hammer
They played
Sonic
Hammer
Festival.
Sonic. There are more and more bands. Itchy Worms was in Australia. December Ave is in Canada right now.
Yeah.
You know, they're not just touring in Cebu and Davao. They're going worldwide. What do you think? Why is it happening? Why is this happening more and more now?
Well, it has been happening for a while. That's what I'll say. I mean, I don't mean to brag, but if it seems like bragging, then so be it. But it has been happening for a while with the heavy music scene, especially. Bands were going in and out. Late 90s, early 2000s. Intolerance third gig ever was in Hong Kong.
Holy shit.
Yeah, we got invited to Guangzhou. We got invited to. But the thing is, again, because we were an independent band, we didn't know how to handle things. We just made attempts, the best we could. So we didn't know how to charge for formal talent fees. But it has been happening, especially I know it has been happening in the southern region, because again, international bands have been coming in and out of the Philippines too. Independent bands, punk bands,
Yeah,
hardcore
playing in malls,
bands,
right?
playing in
That's
malls.
so cool.
It's always been healthy, but I think again everything caught up. It was rooted in the DIY mentality. Book your own shows. A big chunk of it came from the hardcore punk scene.
Yeah, the punk, yeah.
They've been doing it forever, and I think people just started to take notice now. Oh, why not do this for a slightly bigger band, slightly more popular band? And now everything caught up. It's good. Again, it's very, very good. It's a welcome addition. And you know, you have Pinoys all over the world, so they do miss home. They do miss music. So I guess that's why people are getting braver into bringing them in. The advent of festivals, like maybe 10, 15 years ago, festivals were a big thing. Each country had its own unique festival, and they'd invite other countries to. So it's like new age pen pals. Like before, you just send random letters to whoever.
Exchange
But
gifts.
now it's like, hey,
Exchange
let's
letters.
do a show. Let's do whatever. So it's a modern way of doing things.
Right, Joey, you said it yourself, man. You know, sometimes you write. It's not even a formal article in pulp. Sometimes it's just a rant on Facebook. And you, if I may say so, waxing poetic on Facebook a few days ago, talking about great music, right? So great music is a mix of creativity, good songwriting, sonic know-how. Can you talk about that for a bit?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. It's really like stupid shit that, you know, woke up on the wrong side of the bed. And, you know, remember this band, Boyce Avenue?
Yeah.
It used to bug the shit out of me, like making a career out of playing
Just covers, right?
covers.
Yeah.
You know, covers are great. Covers are great.
We used to do covers, yeah.
Damn, dude. Like, but you know, like making a career out of shit you didn't write. I mean, what the fuck, man? I mean, but you know, there really is no hate. It's just me poking fun at how people think that it's that easy. And you know, it's me standing up for the artists who actually wrote those songs. And you know, every now and then I hear artists. I hate that mentality that, oh, we should be paid more. We're better than these guys, whatever, technically or whatever. Or we play a cleaner version of this irritating song or whatever. So I was going against that mentality. Like, again, creativity always wins. The song always wins. But I'm not saying that'll make you rich. I'm not saying you'll be successful. Most of the, like, again, remember that old adage that, you know, the next big hit is some kid in his bedroom just playing an out-of-tune guitar and whatever. Because, you know, with the advent of technology and music streaming and whatever, everyone suddenly became an A&R. Like, this kid's gonna, he's gonna hit big. This guy's the next Basti Artadi. You know, this kid with so many views and SoundCloud and whatever. And I was like, fuck you. I mean, fuck you, man. So you hear a lot of that talk, but basically, my point was, I think I was listening to something super random, and it was really really awesome. It was a song that really I related to. It's a 3-hour ride from Bulacan to the metro, so I get to listen to a lot of songs, man.
Thank you for taking the trip out here.
But yeah, dude, that's what I do when I'm on the shuttle. I just listen to new music. I force myself now. Hey, man, don't be that grumpy old man who hates kids and whatever. And I was listening to like a lot of awesome music, not just heavy music, but just like new music. And I was like, I wish these guys and artists could get more instead of the shit we're being fed on traditional media, especially like I've lost all faith in TV, and I'm losing faith in radio. No one really listens to the radio, but I mean, wow, there's so many great artists that don't get played, and supposedly technology has enabled us to get played or whatever. So I think a lot of the artists feel it too. That's why a lot of the artists are concentrating on YouTube, on Spotify. But again, it was my way of saying that, hey man, right, you're an artist, you're a band. If you proudly declare that you're an artist, I mean, it's not just something you claim, you got to work for it. So write your own fucking songs, right? I mean,
yeah, for sure.
And don't do it for, okay, I hear it all the time, like especially when I'm in the studio or wherever, like, I put this really big sexy hook, man, guaranteed 500 likes, yung chorus na to.
Wow, man.
And I was like, that's totally the wrong way to do it. I mean, that is a way of doing it. You'll probably make money, but I mean, where's the joy in that? I mean, writing a song just because you think it'll be a hit. Like, I always tell younger guys I hang out with and drink with, think of the greatest bands you could think of. I mean, it's a very short list. I mean, you have the Eraserheads, you have Maya, you have whatever band, Urban Dub, Franco.
Sugar Free.
All these bands, like even Sugar Free, which has such a radio-ready sound. But ask any of those guys, they didn't write those songs to become hits. Most of those guys just wrote songs because they felt like it.
Their hearts were broken.
Hearts were broken. They were pissed off. And, the ultimate goal was just for people to hear it. They never came into the creative process thinking, okay, I'm going to write a hit. I'm going to write a song that everyone will like. Usually it's totally the other way around.
Especially earlier on, right?
Earlier on, like, I remember when I was writing songs for Intolerant, I was like, I'm going to make the most fucked up shit that people don't like, and then I'm going to shove it down their throats, right? We're musicians, you're creatives, you're always like pushing the envelope. You want to fuck shit up, because what I'm against is the mentality of being lazy. Like, oh, I'll write a song, it'll have this hook, it'll have this great chorus, guaranteed 1,000 likes, whatever. I'm totally against that, because I tell these guys that I don't think those artists created songs to be hits. It was never the goal. The goal was, like you mentioned a while ago, the dude was heartbroken, his girl left him, or he was raging against something. He was super upset, be it the government, being it the fucking idiots on the street, right?
Especially in the early days, right?
In the early days, there was no internet. You couldn't vent. So that's how you vented. You made a song. You hated the government. You hated whatever piece of shit you encountered across the street, diba?
Yeah.
You wrote a song about it, and people connected to it. They never had the intention of writing hits. So it's sad when I encounter musicians now that do it solely for that purpose. We want to hit. We want to make money. There's nothing wrong with making money. There's nothing wrong with being famous. But dude, do it on your terms. I mean, you have all the freedom in the world. The technology is there. You could basically write whatever, which is why I was a big fan of... I've always been a fan, but they got really big recently, like Tubero, for example.
God,
they were
so
just
much fun.
raging against whatever, man. They were raging against security guards, fucking neighbors and whatever.
And those
So
2-minute songs.
2-minute
Perfect,
songs, straight
man.
to the point, no frills. And I was like, yeah, that's what it's all about. And you hear a lot of that too. Again, like when I mentioned Enamori, I saw them live first. Before I checked out their discography, and I don't know what the fuck they're raging about or what they're writing about, but it sounds great. It sounds genuine, and you see it in the performance. There's honesty in music.
There's authenticity, right? Yeah,
exactly. And when you find it, it's such a joyous thing. Like, you can't wait to call your friends.
Dude,
Fuck
you can sense
man,
it. Like, you can sense it when a band has, like, it's a put on.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you
yeah.
You can sense it.
Like 20 other bands sound like Sugar Free, 50 other bands sound like the E-Heads. But why is it you gravitate towards the E-Heads? Because it's genuine. Even Parokya had their own sound. They were in the same umbrella, pop rock, but how come out of 5,000 bands we only listen to those few bands, right? Because it was authentic. It was real. You sensed it. So yeah, that's the challenge. Again, the reason why it's such a challenge, and the reason why I'm so passionate about it, is there's no excuse. There's really no excuse. You got good recording. You could record at home. Before, we'd pay top peso, and it still wouldn't come out right.
Yeah, you have to wait in line at Woomworks or wherever.
Yeah.
And then
But you got to remember, so many classic Pinoy albums sounded so shitty. But dude, the songs really, like Ultra Electro. I mean, let's not mince words.
Yeah.
Fucking today's standards, fuck man, sounds horrible. But
the songs
the
just
song,
shine.
the lyrics, the band, it was good. So again, it's like my post. It's alchemy. It's magic. If you don't have that magic, then you're just fucking selling whatever. You're selling Zagu.
or you're just playing to play, right?
Yeah, exactly. You just want to make money, and so yeah. I mean, it's not that I don't respect. Again, there's so many fine prints to what I say.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that I don't respect cover artists.
Yeah.
There's so many butthurt fucking snowflakes out there, but I respect it. It serves a purpose. Like, company Christmas party. Yeah, let's get a cover band. Of course, of course. And I respect it. It's a job. It's a noble job. But
for sure.
But again, I don't think, like, if you're an artist, that is the ultimate goal. I think that is a compromise, and I think it's a noble compromise. But if we're talking artistry and creativity, dude, the ultimate goal is to have a song that you never expected other people would like.
That you worked on from the ground up.
You worked on from the ground up. You really bled for it. I mean, you saved up and whatever, and fucking happened. It just so happens a lot of people like it. So I'm sure that still is the dream. I hope people don't lose that perspective when it comes to creating music.
Perfect way to end, man. So Joey, man, thank you again for being our first guest. Thank you for making the 3-hour trek out here.
Dude.
And dude, I can't wait for your next Facebook rant.
Oh, dude. Yeah, maybe tomorrow.
And dude, please be on the show again, man. Please.
Yeah, man.
Thanks, man.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Thank you.